Hey, hi everyone. Can someone confirm if I'm audible? Happy New Year, Guru. Thanks for joining us today. Happy New Year. Can someone confirm if I'm audible? Let me check the settings. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for confirming, SK. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, KJ. Hi, tutor. Hi, Rajesh. Hi, Ashok. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, SK. Shubham Chaudhary. Hi. Happy New Year. Thanks, Ashok, for confirming. Thank you so much, Mohammad Arif. Hello. Hello. Hi. Let's just wait for a couple of minutes. Hi, Krishna. Wishing you a good 2024. Thank you. Thank you so much, Guru. Wish you great 2024 as well. Okay. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Live videos are not showing notifications as live. It's showing as normal videos. Okay, I'm not much aware of that. I'll try to check what's going wrong there. Happy New Year. Okay, let's just wait for one more minute and let's just start with the topic. And I'll also pick up questions from the chat box or the comment section. Monica is asking, is coding required for DevOps? Okay, I shared the roadmap video, the 2024 roadmap. If you have missed that, please try to watch that. So you need scripting knowledge for sure, shell scripting as well as Python. And talking about the programming language experience, yeah, these two are mandatory from the scripting point of view. Then rest all things, according to me, will fall into the good to have category, like Golang or whatever it is. Happy New Year, Dream Tech. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we have good number of people already. There are close to 100 people. So we can get started. Perfect. So first of all, Happy New Year for each and everyone who is available live and also to all the subscribers. The reason for scheduling this live session is to show my gratitude. First of all, when we started in 2020, 3 January, the subscriber count was 6,000, and today when we are doing this session live, the subscriber count is close to 180K. So of course, I have put my hard work, I've shown the consistency. I tried to make as many projects as possible, different kinds of courses, but without your support, it's not at all possible. The engagement that you people show on the channel and the commitment that you people have towards the channel is one of the main reasons for the success of this channel. Personally, I feel that it's a huge achievement. Growing from 6K to 180K, almost 175K subscribers in one single year for a YouTube channel is very significant. The growth is very organic, you people know it. And videos, I try to maintain the consistency, and even from your side, you people were watching the videos that I'm uploading. You people are supporting me with your likes, comments, and going ahead I will try to do the same thing. 2024, you already know that we will start with the Azure Zero to Hero series, which also contains Azure DevOps. We will try to cover that as well. So we'll start our year. That will be the first course on this channel. And Meanwhile, not just about the courses, but I'll do podcasts, I'll do interview series, I'll do some projects like the 3-tier architecture, which I did couple of days back. It was not part of any course, right? It was not part of any playlist. But I thought it is required because you people asked. See, one thing that I usually do is whenever I receive a lot of comments or I see a lot of people asking about a particular topic, I go back, I research, and I make videos on that topic. So please ask your things in the comment section. That is only way I understand what you people are looking for. Right now, some people are asking for GitHub actions. Right? If more people are asking about GitHub actions, then I understand that my subscribers need information on GitHub actions, right? That's the reason why I'm doing Azure DevOps, because most of you have asked about Azure DevOps. What about Azure? What about Azure? And in 2023, I completed everything related to AWS. So I thought, okay, it's right time for me to make videos on Azure. So now I will make videos on Azure. Similarly, if you people have anything in your mind, you people can ask me. If possible, I'll do it in between the Azure DevOps or Azure playlist. If not, I'll do it after Azure, but I'll read each and every comment. Now let's try to understand, right? What is the reason for the growth of the channel? One thing is your support for sure. Consistency is the key thing. If any one of you wants to get into YouTube, I don't know if any one of you have such plans. Yeah, I'll talk about IT market in 2024. But if any one of you have such plans, then try to be very consistent on the platform. And being consistent doesn't mean just randomly uploading some videos, but try to understand what your audience need, engage with your audience, talk to them. It's not that someone is taking out a lot of time putting a comment and you don't bother about their comment at all, right? So personally, I read through all of the comments. If reply is required to that particular comment, I definitely reply to that. And what else I do is, if many people are asking about same thing in the comment section, I try to make a YouTube short video or Instagram post or YouTube community post. That way you can engage a lot with your customers. If you want to grow as a YouTuber, from my experience, what I have noticed is consistency and engagement. These are the two important aspects. Consistency doesn't mean in 1 week you upload 7 videos and next 2 weeks you don't upload any videos. Don't try to do that. Just try to be, uh, you know, just say that you want to upload 3 videos per week. Continue that throughout the year or at least for the 6 months. That way, YouTube algorithm will start pushing your channel. And one thing that I want to tell YouTubers, if again anyone is interested in the YouTube, I'll just talk about it for next couple of minutes, and after that I'll switch towards the chat box and I'll pick up your questions. But if you want to become a YouTuber in 2024, do not go for any sort of fake promotions, or do not go for any sort of inorganic growth. Because what YouTube does, let me tell this very simple example. People who go for inorganic growth, the channel will not sustain, and channel will see a huge downfall, because YouTube algorithm works in such a way that you upload a video, the first thing that happens is your subscribers are the ones who receive this information either through notifications if they have uh, clicked on the bell icon, or they get this on their feed. And if your subscribers are not watching your video, then YouTube does not promote that content. So if you go for inorganic growth, I mean, if you go for fake subscribers, what happens is these subscribers are not genuine. So the content that you are trying to publish will not go to those subscribers because they don't exist. They are either bots or they are some accounts which someone has created and they just click the subscribe button. So you upload multiple videos, it goes to those fake subscribers, they don't watch the video, and YouTube does not promote your content, right? So organic growth is very, very important. And whether you are on YouTube, I believe that Instagram also works on the same algorithm. So go for organic growth, be consistent, try to upload videos at the same pace, and finally engage with your audience. try to understand what they need and reply to them on their comments if someone is taking out time, and understand what is the feedback that people are giving to you. I also check likes on the videos, try to understand how many people are liking the video, not just the comments, right? That also helps you understand what kind of content are people expecting from you. So this is one of the reasons why the channel has grown significantly in 2023, along with your support. Of course, without your support, it would have never happened. So your support as well as these factors. Perfect. Now let me switch to the chat section and pick up some questions in the chat section. Bro, suggest. Okay, there is some question. Keshav is asking this question, and the question is, bro suggests that how you are learning new tools and contents so fastly and making videos for us. Okay, so let me take example of the three-tier architecture project itself, right? Which I've done last week. Now I have a lot of experience in this field, but that doesn't mean whenever I want to make any video, I have all the content available with me. That's not possible. So let me explain how did I approach this three-tier architecture video and how did I learn this thing. Of course, I know the concept of three-tier architecture, but I need a GitHub repository. I need the code. I need to test it before. I need to perform the demo. And to explain you people, I need to understand the project completely, right? So for the three-tier architecture, I was very clear. I don't want to write the code because I don't want to implement that using one microservice. I want to demonstrate the project using multiple microservices. So then few projects came into my mind because I was actively working in the community. I know that uh, whether I mean open source projects, when they want to demo their applications to the customers, they basically create such demo projects. For example, Argo has a demo project called guestbook application. Istio has a demo project that is called as book info application, where there are like 5 to 6 microservices. And I was researching that. Then IBM, I was looking at the IBM thing, and then I saw that they have a microservice with the same thing. They have a project, GitHub project with 10 or 12 services, which includes microservices, databases, and RabbitMQ, all that thing. So I was comparing all of these projects, just trying to understand which would be better for explaining you people. So the first thing that I did is research, right? And through my research, I figured out what is the required project. So you need to understand from this point is when you want to learn something, first of all, try to spend time in understanding what exactly you want to learn and identify, right? These days you have a lot of sources. You have ChatGPT, you have Bard, you have so many resources on the internet. So through all of these resources and from my past experience also, I understood that okay, this is the GitHub repository I want to use. Now identifying is just one part, right? You just identified the roadmap or you just identified what is that part. Next thing is understanding the particular thing. So in this case, understanding the source code. In some other way, probably it can be if you are learning Kubernetes, how to learn Kubernetes, right? So what I usually do is I go through the code and read documentation. So then I spent like almost 2 to 3 hours because I have experience with Golang, Python, and Java. It took less time for me to understand the project. I read the documentation of the project, and whenever I do that, I believe in practical learning. So I cloned that GitHub repository. I was doing the hands-on. I was just going through the code, trying to understand it, and trying to implement things locally. And while doing this is what I keep saying people. While I was doing this, I ran into issues. The project is open source, the project code is open source, but it was not working for me. Although the project was super stable because I was trying to perform the demo on EKS. So this is where you will learn scenario based things. This is where you will learn concepts, interview questions where people ask, what are the challenges that you faced? So what happened to me was when I was trying to implement this project on EKS, the persistent volume was not working. So Redis was a stateful set. And I thought the project would work as is and I just deployed the Helm chart. Then I have noticed what happened is the Helm chart that was available there this is one example, one scenario. There were 2 to 3 issues with that project to run on EKS. I'm just giving you one example. So there I've noticed the default storage class was set to default or some particular thing. Whereas on AWS, the default storage class is GP2. So I had to change the PVC according to the storage class to get the Redis up and running. And then there were 2 to 3 other microservices which were not working because of the readiness probe failures. So I also had to fix those readiness probes. I had to fix those persistent volume things. Only then the project worked. And now, how did I do that? If I just keep looking at the project, if I just keep looking at the theory part, reading the code, I will never approach to that and I would have never solved that particular project. I put my hands on it, I made my hands dirty, and then I got it working. Now, if someone asks me, what are the challenges that you have faced while deploying a 3-tier architecture? I can talk about all of these things. I can say while deploying my readiness probe failed. If the interviewer asks, why did your readiness probe fail? I will explain that particular thing. If the interviewer asks, what is the issue with the Redis? Why is it not coming up? What is the problem with your stateful set? I have my answer with me, right? So always try to get your hands dirty. If you fail, you will succeed eventually. By default, if you just think that okay, I'll fail, and if you don't do that particular project, then you will never succeed, right? It's okay. Take a look at the projects, do the hands-on, don't hesitate to fail. Once you fail, make your hands dirty, eventually you will succeed, right? So this is how I approach. And what I would suggest is just be confident. When I said that I want to do a 3-tier architecture project, I know I can write a Java application or Python application or even Golang application because I have experience on those things. But what I would do is I would just waste 2 to 3 days just writing the source code for some particular thing. But I don't want to do that because I have to manage my work. I have to do all of these things. So I researched for 2 to 3 hours, figured out the project. So I have a very clear roadmap. First, research, then look for the project, read the documentation, get your hands dirty, do the practicals, right? Fix the things, then demo it to the users. That is my subscribers. While demo also, it took me 5 to 6 hours because editing or recording the video, I couldn't do it one time. I have to do it multiple times. There were some issues. Then I had to edit that video. After editing, uploading took a lot of time, rendering, preparing the thumbnail. So it's a huge process. You have to believe in yourself and say that okay, I will succeed. It might take some time, but I want to give it a shot. Only then you will not hesitate in the future. Now next time, if I want to do any other application, I'll be very confident because I know I'll run into issues and I know I can fix those issues. I hope I have explained your answer, Keshav, and I hope I did not move away from your question. Okay, lot of comments. Let's pick up this one. How important to learn databases in DevOps? Again, I'm sure a lot of you have this question because I keep seeing this kind of questions. Yesterday's live also I have explained. Always try to, whenever you have such questions, right? And if you don't have anyone to answer your questions, try to understand what is good to have and what is must have. In any stream that you are learning, there is must have, there is good to have, right? Whether you are learning full stack development, let's say you are learning full stack development, and let's say your path is to learn Java with Spring Boot, right? Now there is some new plugins, or there is a new framework altogether, or let's say there are some new modules which makes your Spring Boot application much better or much efficient to write. Or if your roadmap is Java, you have path for Spring Boot, you have other frameworks. What you need to do, there are so many options that are available. What you need to do is you need to understand the proper roadmap where what is must have, what is good to have. As a DevOps engineer, databases in-depth knowledge is good to have. It is not must have, right? Because these days the databases are almost like a managed database. If your database is super complex, you will definitely have a database administrator. As a DevOps engineer, if your database is super complex, your company will not rely you on managing the complete database administration, right? So if your databases are very light, then obviously as a DevOps engineer, you will take care of managing your databases, either creating your databases or helping with scaling your database. But these are all the good to have category. The must haves are the one that we covered in DevOps Zero to Hero, AWS Zero to Hero, Terraform, and Python. So databases, in-depth knowledge is not must have. Okay. What is the day-to-day duties of a cloud security engineer? What tools do they use on the regular basis? I'm familiar with AWS services. Like, okay, it depends on the company to company, because most of the times when dealing with the security, a lot of companies use their proprietary tools as well, right? So security is a huge concept. And if you're talking about cloud security engineer, yes, these are the basic services that you talked about. But apart from this, companies have their proprietary solutions. They have security engineers, security architects who design compliance and security for the organization. But whatever you have covered here are the basic things that you should definitely learn. What are the on-site opportunities in cloud and DevOps field? Okay, so in cloud and DevOps field, basically, as I was telling in the last meeting as well, last live session as well, the market at this point of time is not super good in the other countries. Like apart from India, market is not that great. Like if you look at US, Europe, and other places. So obviously, if the market is not good in those places, the onset opportunities will reduce. So that's what happened in 2023. So people did not see a lot of onset opportunities, at least from my past experience, if I have to compare. So the onset opportunities were less in 2023. But irrespective of the field, basically onset opportunities, what people do is one person from the team, in the development team, DevOps engineering team, QA team, they try to do the rotational shift and try to move for the onset opportunities. So yeah, in DevOps and cloud also you will see onset opportunities. Looks like we have a new member on the channel. Thank you, Vishwanath, for joining as a member on the channel. And if you, I mean, people also ask me what is the advantage of joining as a member of the channel. So there are no additional videos for members of the channel. All the content on the channel is available for free. There is no additional content for members. But if you join the channel as a member, what we have is a dedicated Telegram group for the members only, who join the channel by clicking on the join button. And those I mean that particular Telegram channel uh, will help you to clear your doubts. Let's say you're doing some project and you're stuck somewhere, you can ask questions on that group, and I will try to answer. And there are other people also who are learning DevOps, experts in the field of DevOps. They will also try to answer your queries. Okay, again, thank you so much, Vishwanath. Let's go back. Any plans to do in-depth Jenkins videos? We have good amount of Jenkins videos, but if you want to ask me, like there is a video on shared libraries, there is video on Jenkins setup, there is video on ultimate CI/CD pipeline using Jenkins. So probably ask about a particular topic, and if something is missing, yeah, sure, I'll try to make. Any recommendations for in-depth resources for Kubernetes? In-depth resources. So there is a Kubernetes playlist on the channel where I have covered most of the Kubernetes topics. We have done the practicals also. If you want still in-depth, I would recommend Kubernetes documentation only. Okay, there is some question here. Uh, Please suggest science background students can go to DevOps, challenges they face. See, any, whether it's science background, whatever background it is, if you try to switch to DevOps from a different stream, just understand the roadmap. First of all, try to understand if DevOps is right for you or not. How will you do that? Go through a couple of videos on the channel, see if that excites you, and if you're passionate about it. If yes, then there is a complete clear roadmap. You can follow DevOps Zero to Hero, AWS Zero to Hero, Python, and you will master DevOps. Everything is available on the channel. So your roadmap is clear. What are the challenges? Challenges is, are you passionate about it or not? If you are passionate, all the challenges will fade away. Is it must learning AWS or GCP or Azure to land into a good job? AWS, Azure, GCP, the same order. That's how the market is shared between these cloud providers at this point of time. So I would recommend the same order: AWS, Azure, GCP. Whichever you want to pick, you can pick. But these are the things that are in demand in 2024 January. At this point of time, I'm making this video. AWS leads the market. Azure is the one next. GCP is the one that's next in the race. Hmm. Okay, let's pick up few more comments. I see also a lot of people writing blogs these days. You can also consider making video tutorials, just as a suggestion for people, because I see people writing very engaging blogs. You can also consider making some videos. That will also help you increase when you make these videos. Personally, I've noticed that what happens is you will realize some things that are missing, because when you do the video, you try to share your screen, you try to explain the things, and when you try to explain, you also get some questions, and you will start exploring yourself and you will start fixing them. So along with blogs, also try to do video tutorials. I i would recommend people doing that. And if anyone have any questions, I'm also happy to help the people, uh, because this field is very vibrant, DevOps and cloud, and I welcome YouTubers. I welcome people to become YouTubers in this field. And if you require any help, I am ready to help. Like, you can ask me questions. Uh, what are the tools that are required, or if you want any help, you are not able to understand how to start. What is a good start? How to start your YouTube channel? I can help you with those things, because I want more and more people to enter into this field, make more videos, help more people. That way, the community becomes very vibrant. Okay, let's pick up few more things. Okay, keep asking questions. I'm trying to read. Meanwhile, can we expect a series on OpenShift? Definitely no, because there is already a series on Kubernetes. So why do we need to make a new series on OpenShift? OpenShift is an enterprise distribution of Kubernetes, and if you know Kubernetes, you will relate yourself to most of the OpenShift concepts. So I don't think a dedicated OpenShift series is required. Okay, there are some new comments. Let me pick them. What is the actual difference between build and release engineer and DevOps engineer? Because companies these days call both in the same role. These days, there is nothing called build and release engineer. If you are working in any company where they are just giving you the build and release engineering role, then it's high time you should look for opportunities outside, because build and release engineer roles, these are the obsolete roles. People have already transitioned from build and release engineering to DevOps engineering. Build and release is just one part where people only take care of build and release, that is more of CI/CD, right? But if you only learn CI/CD and if you want to sustain in this field, going ahead it becomes difficult for you. So please try to transition yourself as a DevOps engineer. Build and release is just one part of the umbrella. Thank you, Jain. Thank you so much. Series on Ansible will be helpful. Okay, I'll think about that for sure. Okay, Kevin, what are the networking concepts need to cover for DevOps? I made two fundamental networking concepts videos. You can check that. And after that, I made some networking videos in AWS Zero to Hero. Those are the videos that are required. You don't have to learn more than that unless you want to enter into some networking company as a DevOps engineer, right? For example, if you join as a DevOps engineer in Cisco or probably FI, so there you are working on networking applications. So you might have to learn more of networking, but in general, you don't have to learn uh, in-depth networking concepts that fall into CCNA certifications, or you don't have to learn about SD-WAN, you don't have to learn about VLAN, VXLAN. These concepts again fall into the good to have category. So whenever I talk about this thing, right, I always talk about must have, good to have, right? So VLAN, VXLAN, advanced tunneling, the layer 3 concepts, you can learn about all of these things in detail. But is it mandatory for you? Try to think about that. If you want to know the mandatory networking concepts, I've already made videos on that. Like for example, you need to know the fundamentals such as IP address concepts. You need to know about the CIDR block ranges. What is CIDR? You need to know about subnets, public, private. What is the difference between them? Then you need to understand the concept of VPCs, VPNs. You need to understand the security groups, NACLs. You need to understand the concept of load balancers. So the L4 load balancer, L7 load balancer, ingress, egress. You need to learn about these kind of things. Okay. Are there any unique questions? Let me try to go through them. Could you please guess the job market for DevOps in 2024? I'm guessing it will be good because new financial year, companies will have new budgets, and I'm hoping companies will start investing more in the freshers. And if you're talking about experienced engineers, in India, the job market for DevOps for experienced engineers is good. Please try to understand. I personally have seen Naukri, LinkedIn. There are so many opportunities for experienced engineers. You might be getting less calls because the number of DevOps engineers have grown in the market, right? So don't. If you are talking about freshers, I totally understand. The job market is not good for the freshers. But if you have 3 years, 4 years, 5 years experience, market has a lot of openings. People are looking for DevOps engineers. Probably you are not getting calls because your resume is not good, or your strategy for applying the interviews is not good. But a lot of people are getting uh, opportunities in DevOps if you are experienced. See, there is nothing as such. For 3 years experience, how much DevOps knowledge is required? I mean, it's not easy to answer such kind of questions because whether you are 3 years experience, 4 years experience, 5 years experience, DevOps is about concepts and culture. So when you're asking about 3 years experience, how much DevOps is required? Please watch the roadmap for DevOps. What are the different tools and technologies in the field of DevOps? And then what you should understand is try to cover all of those concepts. If you are finding something very difficult, go back to that concept after a while, but just try to cover all the fundamentals, because 3 years experience you can consider as less amount of experience. So at least try to have good knowledge on all the basic concepts, all the concepts that we have covered on the channel. And you should do projects. And when you do the projects, again, if you're feeling something advanced, then that's fine. You can keep that project aside and you can complete all the other projects, and meanwhile start giving the interviews. Now when you start giving the interviews, you will understand by yourself when people are asking you questions, right? That will be your evaluation point. So if someone is asking you some concept in Kubernetes, you might have felt that as advanced and you left that topic. But when interviewers are asking you that, then you will realize, okay, for 3 years experience, this concept is required. Or in their company, for 3 years experience, they are expecting that point. Then go back and see if it is in the concepts that you have left because you found it difficult. Then you will start learning that concept. So that way you can do. Okay, let me go down and see what is this. Have you learned any new technology or tool in general? Oh, I was just talking about that. Maybe people have just joined. So basically, if I have to approach to a new tool or technology, so I start with documentation. Then I start with doing the practical hands-on. While doing the practical hands-on, I'll face issues and I'll troubleshoot those issues, debug them. So that's what I do. go with the documentation of that particular tool, try to just follow whatever is provided in the documentation. Usually in documentation they provide a lot of examples, they provide simple projects. I'll try to do them and then I'll proceed with that. Multi-cloud is necessary. Again, it's not must have, it is good to have. There is no end for good to have. You can put anything in good to have. Is Rust required for DevOps? It's a good to have. That's it. I did not get this question. Thoughts on learning in public in Twitter? Sorry, Ahmad, I did not get that question. If you're asking about is it good to post things on Twitter, there is no harm. Yes. Is your DevOps and AWS playlist enough? Yes, a lot of people have done that. Sai. For people who have just joined, Happy New Year. I wished at the beginning of the video, and people who have just joined, Happy New Year. I hope you all have a great year ahead, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Without your support, the channel wouldn't have grown so much from 6K at the start of the year to 180K, 179K something at this point of time. So it's a significant growth. My dedication commitment was there, but without your support that was not possible. So I will give most of the credit to you people for always being my back and supporting the channel. Hi sir, which one is best in 2024, Gen AI or cloud DevOps? Gen AI or cloud DevOps? Good question. Basically, both of the things are good, but it is too early to comment on Gen AI. Right now, I can say for cloud DevOps, it's a good thing if you want to pick up. Gen AI, I would probably take more time to comment on it. It's a technology that you should be understanding at this point of time. But should you go deep into it, try to understand more? At this point of time, I cannot compare it with DevOps, which is going to be much better. For now, I can say cloud DevOps is good. Gen AI, try to learn things, just try to understand the fundamentals and basics, and in future I'll talk about it much more. Career in only OpenShift is good or bad? Only one particular tool in DevOps is not good. You should learn the breadth of the tools and technologies in DevOps. Shall you provide the lab documentation? I don't have the lab documentation. I will try to provide whatever I'm teaching in the Azure Zero to Hero. I'll do the day zero video soon, where I'll announce the course syllabus and what are the projects that we will be doing. And for those projects, I'll share the documentation. I'll not share any dumps for Azure certifications, and I'll not share any dumps for the AWS certifications as well. Okay, let's try to see more comments. I'll be there for next 10 minutes, and in the 10 minutes I'm trying to pick up comments that are useful for most of the people. Bro, can you do a video on landing zone and control tower in AWS? Sure, I'll try to do it sometime. And there is one question here. Manage on call rotation shifts. I did not get that, sorry. Yes, is scripting required to learn? Yes, it's a must have thing. You should definitely learn scripting. Yes, that's more than enough. If you want to apply as a fresher, those things are more than enough, even for experienced people. Bro, any plannings for Gen AI? Definitely, I'll do videos on Gen AI because personally, I'm also learning generative AI, and I started learning it almost like 15-20 days back, proper learning generative AI. Before that, I was reading some blogs, but from last 15-20 days, I have properly started learning generative AI. And in future, I'll definitely make videos on generative AI. Like, first of all, before I teach you people, I need to become kind of an expert on it. At least I need to be satisfied myself that I understand a good amount of generative AI. When I feel that I have good knowledge on generative AI, all the concepts, I'll try to make more videos. What is the difference between HPC and DevOps? I don't know what is HPC. What is that? Let me try to Google HPC. No, there is nothing as such. I couldn't find anything called HPC. Sorry. Probably you can elaborate what is HPC. Try to post what is HPC, then probably I can explain. Okay, last 5 minutes. Let me see anything. Elastic Bean Stack needed in AWS. Yes, I did not cover that concept. I'll definitely do that in future. But yeah, it's a good concept. It is used by people. So yeah, sure. Please cover the Linux commands required for DevOps engineers practically. There, we have already covered, right? Kevin, if you go to our DevOps Zero to Hero series, we have already covered the Linux commands that are required. So that is part of the shell scripting videos. Linux commands are nothing but shell commands, and by following those commands, you will get the required amount of knowledge. What are the Linux commands that are required? So it is already there on the channel. Okay, last 2 minutes. Let me pick up questions. Okay, there is a question. Can you make guide career gap person and best technologies? Okay, so if you have a career gap, if you want a proper technology, like because I'm in the DevOps and cloud space, I would say it's a very good stream for you to pick up. And if you're asking about the roadmap, the playlist on the channel is the perfect roadmap for you. You can just follow those playlists and you can learn and master DevOps and cloud. Okay, high performance computing and DevOps difference. No, like see, HPC. Okay, if you're talking about high performance computing, no, you can consider high performance computing as part of any stream, right? Like in DevOps also you can deal with high performance computing. In AI space also you can deal with high performance computing. So they are different. In how can I say that? Okay, let me try to put it this way. So, if you are using applications that require high performance computing, probably if you are in the space of AI, if you are space of applications, even the blockchain kind of things, they require a lot of high performance computing. And yes, that stream has good uh, opportunities because you're talking about GPUs or you're talking about the computing systems requirements for the blockchain. Uh, that is always there, and it is totally different from DevOps because DevOps is about moving your application faster from the code repository to the production and whatever is required for that, provisioning infrastructure, uh, creating the CI/CD pipelines, managing the configuration. Everything falls into DevOps, so they are very different. Please advise on Pega. I personally don't know Pega, so I cannot advise that. I have never worked on Pega, so sorry. Does DevOps and Azure have future? Yes, they have very good future. So I'll pick up one last question and we will conclude our live session with this. Anything that is useful for subscribers. can you make a video on ticketing tools? For that, a dedicated video is not that much required for the ticketing tools. They are very simple. Like if you look at Service Mesh or Service Now, the platforms are self-explanatory, and I don't think they need any dedicated video. Like if you want dedicated service desk videos or something, probably you can look for any other documents that are available on the internet. But personally, I don't feel they need a dedicated video to explain about those concepts. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining the channel and interacting with me. One thing that I want to tell again is thank you so much for supporting the channel. Channel has grown significantly all because of your support, and thank you so much for being on the back and engaging with the channel, providing timely feedback, asking me what concepts you require, and I'll come continue to support you people. Whatever you people ask, I'll try to post as many videos as possible from my side. I'll try to give my best, because personally I have to manage my work, I have to manage my personal life, and also I have to manage this YouTube channel. So I'll continue to do my best, whatever is possible from my side. The same amount of effort that is in 2023, or even more than that, I'll try to see. Thank you so much again. See you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.